Good morning. Another ramble. Me and my father was having a conversation because he likes to try his best to convert me to Christianity. His argument was, where do you think life came from? Life didn't come from nothing. So there had to be a God. And to me, when I really think about it, because he says common sense that something can't come from nothing, I fully think the opposite. I think everything comes from nothing. And I also feel like that should be common sense, mainly because if there was a creator, from what did it create from? Nothing. But I also don't believe the universe was created. I believe it was manifested or formed. And that comes from my theory of infinity, the fact that everything was here and that everything and anything is capable of becoming whatever it can be. I feel like everything that is present existed as an energy potential. And when you look at the universe, everything exists on the electromagnetic frequency. And 5%, less than 5% is visible light. 27% is dark matter, and then the rest is dark energy. Everything comes from darkness, and we can't see much. Everything that we can see that's manifest is less than 5% of the universe. I believe the world is a vibration. And even if you want to go back to the creation theory, because my father said, he said, so you don't think there's a being that could say, let there be light, and light comes? I said, in order for you to call upon something, it had to exist, because how do you have that concept in mind? He used the example that if I said, let there be sand, and sand manifested, he said, did I not create that? I said, no, you manifested it. And why? Because for you to call upon sand means that you had to have the idea in your head, which comes from experience. All that to say that using that let it be analogy, if let it be is what manifested or created something, then the world comes from vibration. So it's like it still comes from something, but nothing. So when I say nothing, I'm defining nothing as presence, that which already was and is and capable of being. How can this energy be useful is the fact that in our life, we really can attain anything as long as you can rise to vibration or frequency. As long as you know how to call upon the potential of something, whether that be with your word, with the belief in your own heart, and holding a vision in your own head, you can have any type of life that you desire. This world truly is ours and what you make of it. And then when I think it's cool too, because for me, imagination is not something that's just what's the word? It's not trivial. With your imagination, you could summon certain states of consciousness. So you could become anything in this vibration or in this world, depending on what you summon inside your head. And your brain, too, it gives off electromagnetic frequency, but it's small compared to what your heart gives off. Your heart frequency, electromagnetic frequency, extends past your body, and that can be measured by science. So that says a lot. The heart knows things that you don't know. And when you feel things, it's like you probably want to write. You just got something like to trust. But yeah, that's my ramble. Don't let nobody deceive you. People speak of higher beings and people that's supposed to be above you. But when you are lower, who are you to be in a position to decide something that's higher than you? You only do that because you simply don't know better. Everything is equal and equivocal. The way I see it, we live in a context. The context is a circle, but that circle is multidimensional. It's like a pancake stopped on top of each other. You might be in the middle and you could fall lower, but this is a different context. Going down is a whole nother world, but same upward. You exist on every single level at different frequencies, but their thing is you need the awareness to become present of that certain reality. Until you do that, there's just things you won't know, and that's fine. But let me know your thoughts, and if you can understand how things can come from nothing, or do you think it has to come from something? Which to me is like, if it came from something, where did that something come from? And what logic do you apply to that you think can't apply to us? Unless you define yourself as the physical. But mind you, if you define yourself as the physical, that means you identify as the trillions of cells in your body, and you are aware of being each and every one of them. And I don't think you are. I also find it odd that there are people in this world that try so hard to convince you to subjugate yourself to something higher than you when there's nothing higher than yourself. Because for you to believe there's something that's higher than you, you have to believe it is higher than you, which means it is you and starts with you because it is your projecting upon reality. I don't think the purpose of life is servitude, although we all do benefit from serving each other. but not as another, but as ourselves. My main point is just you don't have to subjugate yourself to anything. We are enough unto ourselves. We are everything. We don't exist for anything, and there's nobody that can give you a rule, but you must follow your own nature. Whether you by standard good or evil, everything balances itself out. So be you. If you're doing harm, harm will come to you because you get what you put out. If you're doing good, you'll get what you put out. But mind you, good and bad aren't as simple as you think. Like, things can look bad and it seems so bad, but that bad thing is so good for you that you would have never comprehended that they would turn out like this. And same thing with, I guess, good things. It's like how doing too much good could cripple a person or spoil them. The perspective is dynamic and infinite too. To put it more accurately, I feel like the fundamental point is that I don't feel like things were created. They were already here. It was present. So you can call it nothing, but fundamentally, it just was always present in infinity. And then you called upon that thing to be. Here it is, manifested from its energy potential. Nothing is pretty much just no thing. It's that energy. But then that energy was brought into that 5%, which should be seen as physical reality. Dark matter can't be touched or seen. No dark energy. But they hold space. They expand space, apparently. As I come to the end of this, I'm like, maybe you just simply can't create from nothing. Maybe something always existed. Things are only object in the physical reality, and energy is what's considered nothing, then I would say nothing. It's confusing me the longer I think about it. So that's why I say, what do you think? I'm like, I might agree with my father, but not in the same way that he says it. He said everything can't come from, things can't come from nothing, so they had to come from somewhere. And I'm like, no, because even that couldn't come from nowhere if things can't come from nothing. Everything came from something, meaning that something has always been present. Because from which does it create from? Paradox. But also it seems like common sense. Yeah, so I just brought y'all on this trip just to ask myself the question, what is nothing? And how can things, not how can things come from nothing, but how can nothing even exist? That's the fundamental question. Yeah, the whole game just changed. I fully honored my thought process. So yes, like for real, how can nothing exist? Is that even possible for nothing to exist? Even if they say when you die, you don't really die. You still are something. So what is nothing? What is nothing? Even when you look at atoms, they say we are all made up of atoms. But only 1% of atoms is solid. The rest, the 99%, is empty space. So I'm like, what? But would you qualify space as nothing? Because when you go to outer space, are you going to outer nothing? So is it all just wordplay and we confusing ourselves with words? I don't know. Which is why when my father be talking and everybody else to be religious be talking about the beginning of time and all of these imaginary things, I'm just like, what are we talking about? Because you can make something of nothing all the time. Like, all you have to do is think it and believe it, and then it seems so true. So I'm just like, on what basis? How did we get to the flying goat talking to me, or the snake in the garden saying you should do this, or fairies visiting me? I'm like, Now, the people from the past, I do think they were more sensitive. And I think sensitivity is true spirituality. Unless you're sensitive, you can't really see the full depths of this world. And I am sensitive to a degree, but I won't give me too much credit to make myself something higher than everybody else. If anything, maybe like 1 inch, half an inch. And that's not even always all the time. Like they say, stay woke. I don't think woke is information, it's a conscious state. It's when your eyes are present and open and you can hear and you can see and feel and receive things from reality. Unless you could do that, you're not woke. You're not alive. You won't peer into the depths of reality. You won't experience deeper. You won't go into deeper or higher dimensions because you are too blinded by your own concepts.